Hi guys, welcome back again to my channel, and today we are going to be checking out another video from Poland. Today we're looking at 10 things that will shock you about Poland.
Travelers, Mark here with Walter's World, and today we're in the main square here in Krakow, Poland. Beautiful city, definitely worth checking out. And today what we have for you are the 10 things that shock tourists when they come here to Poland. And the first thing that shocks people when they come to Poland is the Polish face, the Polish look. When you come here, you'll notice that people walk around like this, just, there's no emotions. It's not happy, it's not sad, it's just neutral. And it's funny because you see it anywhere. Within the train station, you're going out to eat, you're going to the stores, you're going...
Well, actually, people actually walk with their face like that. You rarely see people walk and smile. Yeah, there's a time in school I always walk and smile, and my friend was like, "You look so creepy walking and smiling. That does not make sense." So I start, keeping a straight face while walking. So I don't know. I don't know.
all over the place, they just have the same look. And you're like, wait a minute, can't you be happy or sad or something? No, they have this like dead-on look, which works really well because you'll see the women here are gorgeous, okay? And when you see them walk, you're like, oh, they're just preparing for their supermodel career. Because when you're on the catwalk, you don't show any emotion. So they actually works really well. But it is kind of funny how the people, you do have this look, and that's the first thing that shocks people. Also, kind of going along with the people, you might be shocked that, look, the Poles are not like the jokes you heard as a kid. They're not dumb, they're not alcoholics, stuff like that. You don't have that. I mean, yes, there are, but that's everywhere. It's not more or less than you get in other countries, so that also kind of shocks the people when they come here, because I'm used to all those Polish jokes where, what is it, 4 Polish people, and how do they, move the bed or something? You don't have that here. The second thing that'll shock you when you come here also deals with the Polish people are how Catholic and how religious the people are. I mean, I remember going on the buses in Lublin, and these like punk rock guys are in there, and they go by a church and they all do the sign of the cross. I'm like, whoa, I didn't expect that. People here in Poland are very religious, and the churches, this is St. Mary's. Honestly, the first time I walked in there 20 years ago, I would just drop. Wow, the all blue altar and the blue ceiling and everything. It's just amazing. And the churches around the country are gorgeous, and they're actually building more churches here. Other countries, they're turning churches into apartments and hotels and bars. Here, people still go to church, they still do believe, and you do have a very religious, conservative feel when the people are.
Other countries are turning churches into a hotel and bar. That's disrespectful as hell. Nah.
Here, which is kind of a different thing, and when you go in the churches, that's the real thing about it. You really see the beauty of the churches, the ones that haven't been destroyed during the war, that maybe they've been rebuilt, but like here and other ones, you really go in and just see the majestic beauty of the churches here. So do take the chance to go into the churches. Don't just go, oh, it's another church. Go in and check it out. And that kind of leads into the third thing that'll shock you when you come to Poland, is how much Poland was destroyed during the Second World War. I mean, Krakow was lucky. It didn't really get destroyed during the war, but a lot of the other cities were just leveled. For example, Warsaw. When you go there, you'll go see the Uprising Museum and realize that everything old in Krakow is actually younger than probably your dad, because they had to rebuild it all after the war because it got leveled by the Nazis. And you'll see that, and you go around, that's why you'll see the communist architecture and the big square, long, rectangle buildings and stuff like that, because there was nothing there. It was all destroyed, so they had to rebuild. And when you really see the level of destruction throughout the country and how much they've come back and built new stuff, you'll be very proud of the people, and that's what's really cool about it. Now, the fourth thing that's going to shock you,
Yeah, absolutely. Seeing how much they've recovered from that. I know it's like how many years ago? A long time ago, right? But seeing how they've recovered from that incident is actually jaw-dropping. Like, how did they do that? It's a whole lot of work, I know, a whole lot of intentionality and effort put together into that, and it's amazing. Yeah.
Come to Poland is how completely incomprehensible and illegible the Polish language is. Look, if you don't speak Polish, it's okay. The locals know you don't speak Polish. They'll still try to speak Polish with you, but Polish is just one of those languages. You're listening at the train station, you're like, yeah, I got nothing. Yeah, I don't even know what city I'm going to. It is a very tough language, and it's very hard to pronounce. Like, how do you say PRZ in a row?
Oh my god! Reminds me of a video I saw. I think Then the people are finding it so hard for them to pronounce his name. Gregor Bricenticetic. A whole lot of X, a whole lot of Z, and some funny letters in those names. Like it's very difficult for them to spell. I'm just thinking of one for me to pronounce right now. It's going to be crazy. Oh god.
And
They're
there's like
long
a
names
hat, and
though.
there's an L with a line through it. Is that a T or a what? What is that? You do get pretty confused when you are here, and it is kind of shocking that you can't even make out some of the stuff. Now, they are developing better for tourism, so you will have a lot of, English menus and stuff like that, but it is a really good idea to know some Polish before you come, like dziękuję, which is like thank you, prosim is please, things like that, because it really gets those people to go from, when you say, dwa piwa prosim, oh, you speak Polish. And they really open up then, okay? The fifth thing that might shock you is your eating experience here. The Poles really love their potatoes and their cabbage. And even if it's not on the menu, like it might say, oh, it's a cutlet, nice. It'll come with cabbage and potatoes. And you're like, oh, I'll have the pork knuckle instead. Oh, it comes with pork and cabbage. Well, then I'll just have the rolls. Oh, it's a cabbage roll. Okay. Look, you're gonna have a lot of cabbage. You're gonna have a lot of potatoes when you are here. And there are some pretty good foods like the pierogi. You gotta have that when you're here. I've actually liked the meats when I was here too. And they do a good job with the potatoes, but it's all the time with the with the cabbage and the potatoes again and again and again. That's why yesterday I just got the cabbage rolls. I'm like, look, because then I know I'm getting the cabbage. And it came with a side of mashed potatoes, and I just.
There's something I saw in one of the videos, like cabbage and a meat stuff inside of it, like diced meat, but the cabbage was actually the. I think that would be very nice.
Laughed and laughed and laughed. Okay. Also, kind of interesting is they really love their tea here too. Now, the sixth thing that might shock you as a tourist is, you notice there's not very many tourists. Now, in Krakow, you do get about 10 million tourists a year. I mean, this is a very popular place because it's gorgeous, and I'll talk about that towards the end. But honestly, there's not a lot of tourists that actually come to Poland, and so when you go around, you really are kind of a special tourist because you're actually here. You might get people going, why are you in Lublin? Why are you in Łódź? Why are you here? Some places like Krakow, it's obvious, but you go around and there's just so few tourists out there that you're like, hey, I can kick back, relax, and do okay. And what kind of leads on to that is our next shock is how cheap it is here. Because there's not a lot of tourists driving up the prices, it's nice because you can have a very affordable vacation here in Poland. Rooms, accommodation, food, drink, making merry, all kinds of stuff. And you'll see a lot of people come to like Krakow or Warsaw to come have a party weekend and stuff like that, because you really can. Your money goes a lot farther here than other places, and that's what's really cool.
Wow.
Now, the next thing that's going to shock you when you are here is the amount of natural beauty and space in Poland. Look, this is a huge country. It's one of the biggest countries in Europe. And the thing is, you're going to be going between these different towns, whether it's on a bus or a train, things like that. Not super fast trains, but fast enough trains. And you're going around, and it's just amazing how big the country is, but also the natural beauty you see when you go through there. And what's nice is when you go through, and you can go, if you're in the north, you're going to Gdansk. And that's one of my favorite. Krakow and Gdansk are my two favorites. You're up in Gdansk, you come down a bit, you can go over to the Masurian lakes and see the castle that's right by there, the Malbork Castle, which is on the way towards there. Go to the lakes and enjoy that. Go to the coast in the north. In the south, you've got the Tatras Mountains, and you go to Zakopane and stay there. Tons of Europeans go there to ski in the winter because, yes, it's beautiful and it's cheap. Remember what I said before? But you have this natural beauty, like, wow, this really is. I understand why they have all their tourism propaganda is about, the natural beauty of Poland, because it really is beautiful. Having said that, the next thing that'll shock you is how amazing the town squares are here in Poland.
Yeah.
Yes, here in Krakow, you've got the cloth hall over here to check out. You've got the St. Mary's Church over there. You've got all these things. Sorry. You've got all these things to go and see, and this is actually the largest town square in Europe, and it's amazing. But it's not just here. You go to Warsaw to see their old town square they really built from scratch. Wrocław, go see the old town in Lublin. Oh man, Gdansk, the port city of Gdansk, man. You just walk around there, see the Neptune statue. You're like, man, this is so cool. And you have all these beautiful squares, and you have all these beautiful buildings that have been rebuilt after the war, or maybe they're still there from before the war. You have that beauty that not a lot of people think of. Because when they think of Poland, you're thinking of, it's farmland and stuff like that. And look, there are some just amazing places here in Poland, so it's definitely worth checking out. And the 10th thing that might shock you when you do come to Poland is the lack of service. So remember that Polish face. This is your service.
Ah,
It's not the most attentive. It's not the most friendly. You'll get your food. It'll just take some time. But just know, Poland isn't necessarily the most service-oriented economy out there, so you need to have some patience when you are coming here. And probably that's the only thing that shocks you kind of in a bad way, is really the service here isn't the best, but it's getting better. I used to come here a lot in the early 2000s for work, and compared to 2017 versus 2007 or 2002, man, it's completely different. Anyway, I hope that helped you know a few things that might shock you before you come to Poland. It is a great country to visit because you're one of the few tourists coming here to see some of these beautiful cities like Krakow. So if you want to learn more, 5 things you love and hate about Warsaw, what you should eat when you come here to Poland, check us out on our website at waltersworld.com. We're also on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and we really appreciate your likes and subscriptions. And if you do subscribe to our channel, we actually put out 2 travel videos every week, every Wednesday and Saturday, and we really appreciate those likes. And if you got comments about things that shocked you about Poland, put in that comment section below. So I'm sorry I talked so fast this video. I just got really excited about my time here in Poland. Bye from Krakow.
okay. Actually, honestly, right? I'm so shocked Polish people walk with their face so straight up. Like, it's not actually calling. It's not actually screaming friendliness. Well, I really want to know why. I want to know why. A previous reaction to them, I just did 5 times Poland changed the world, and it stated how good they are. Actually, being good does not, from my own point of view, does not actually mean you have to walk up or smiling, jiggling, and all. You can be like this, but you are one of the best person in the world. I just feel so. But to be very honest, I want to know why everybody just exudes this modern kind of face while walking in the streets. But at the same time, you won't be walking in the streets smiling and all of the stuff. But yeah, that was actually a shock to me. That was actually a shock to me. Yeah. The other one is how they actually rebuilt the whole city, because Krakow was actually burnt to the floor, like to arches, but right now is one of the beautiful city I've seen so far. And yeah, that's actually very fascinating. And I think one of the greatest shock I got from this video is how cheap it is to travel around Poland, learning the hotel, the food, the those tourist stuffs, and so expensive as I thought. It's a good thing, right? It's a really good thing for me because yeah, I think I will be able to afford this kind of tour and tourist visit to Poland. That's actually very shocking for me, and it's a good shock actually. And altogether, this video was very informative. I learned a whole lot I never thought of from Poland. And yeah, Poland being so religious, I want to know why they are religious. I know the prominent religion of them is Christianity and in fact Catholics. And I really want to know why, because in between the video you could hear the church bell ringing. Like, what does that mean? The church bell ringing, does it mean everybody has to come to the church at that moment, or is a prayer time or something? I honestly want to know that. And altogether, this video was beautiful and really informative for me. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section. Please do not forget to like, subscribe to the channel. Also, feel free to use the Buy Me Coffee link below. That's one way you can support me. And I will see you guys on my next one. Bye, guys.